Yeah, in this video, we will implement the buy coffee option. Right now, this is our code we just print. So let us, instead of doing this, let us take this out and create a method here called buy coffee, like this. This means we will have something here called coffee shop buy coffee. Const, and we need to have it here. Everything will be private. Coffee shop void buy coffee, like this. So this is and of course it's void. Let's see if this method is being called. Yep. Inside, and there is a preprocessor in C++, so we can actually do like this and print the function name. So I like to do like this. Inside this, and let's end it like this. So, and yeah, now let us run the program again. Let's make it bigger for the eyes. Or I need to make with a couple of threads so it goes faster. And if we run the app and we choose the buy coffee, it says inside buy coffee. Yeah. So we have successfully called buy coffee. But how do we buy coffee? If you recall in the program description, it says the buy coffee option allows the customer to select the number of cups in each of the sizes they want to order and display a receipt for that order. Yeah. So this is and we also have buy coffee in any size and in any number of cups. Buy coffee in any size and in any number of cups. Let us implement this now. This will be, you need to take a cup of coffee now. This will be a little bit long. Yeah. Let me write the pseudocode, like the dummy code. This is the first step. The first step is this. Step 1, we need to choose which kind of coffee to buy. Step 2, we need to choose quantity of coffee to buy. Step 3, we need to save this entry, or we add it. Add coffee and quantity in our coffee order. Step 4, ask user if they want to buy more. If they want to buy more. Step 5, 4.1, if they want to buy more, repeat steps 1 to 4, else exit buy coffee. Yep, as I said, the buy coffee is the biggest part of our program, and we need to do that very carefully. This is the pseudocode. Pseudocode is the step-by-step design of the algorithm. We need to choose which kind of coffee to buy. That's the first thing. After choosing the kind of coffee, we need to choose the quantity of coffee to buy. And when we buy, we put in a shopping cart. And in our program here, we have a container called coffee order. We put it inside because we need to save that information, right? And if the person wants to, and then we ask the user if they want to buy more. If they want to buy more, then we repeat steps 1 to 4. If they don't want to buy more, then we exit. Let's see how this works in the final program. It looks like this. This is how the final program looks like. Let me clear my screen and run. It says buy coffee. Which kind of coffee to buy? This is choose which kind of coffee to buy. So we choose small coffee. Step 2, quantity of coffee to buy. We see here, quantity of coffee to buy. Let's choose 1. Now, it has already saved it in our coffee container, this one. Add coffee and quantity in our coffee order. We've already added that. We cannot see it here. It's added in the program. You will see that in this video. And we also ask the user, do you want to buy more? This is the step. If the user says yes, for example, then we repeat. We have come back to step 1. That is what it means. If they want to buy more, repeat steps 1 to 4. So let us, let me just repeat it again. Let me buy a large cup of coffee, 1. If the user says no, if you look at the program, it's our pseudocode. If the user says no, then we should exit. We should exit the buy coffee option. So if I press no here, N or no, just N like that, it exits the buy coffee option. Now, because I told you that in step 3 here, we added the quantity of coffee in our coffee order object. Let us see if that was really added. We go here into show receipt. This is a receipt. We saw that we bought 1 small coffee, 1 large coffee. So this is the description of this algorithm. In the next video, I will show you step by step how we code it. It's very important that you understand what we are doing and what we are expected to have. When you have this in mind, then it will be easy for you to follow up. So this is step 1. It's just a printout. Which kind of coffee? So we choose 1 for small coffee, 2 for medium coffee, 3 for large coffee. And we'll ask the user to enter their choice. Let me add 1 empty line. Enter your choice. Like that, we are expecting the choice. So we say, let us give the coffee choice a standard string. Coffee choice, it should be empty. And we say standard get line, and we get the coffee choice like that. Now, if the coffee choice is not equal, if it's not 1 or coffee choice is not equal to 2, now if the coffee choice is 1, 2, or 3, because we want to have just 1, 2, or 3, else invalid choice. We'll say invalid choice. Please enter 1, 2, or 3. This is where we do all the magic. If the user correctly gives us, if they choose 1, 2, or 3, then we start doing the processing. That is the only instance that we go into step 2. That's the only instance that we do step 2. Otherwise, we give an error. So now we ask the user to give us the quantity. So I will call this, I also call it a string, standard string, coffee quantity, like that. And I will say enter the quantity, and we get the quantity like this. So if coffee quantity is empty, that is, somebody enters an empty string, we need to check everything. If it is not empty, that is when we go now to start processing. If it's not empty, if it is empty, we say invalid quantity entered, like that. We need the quantity to be like not an empty string. So now let us now get this done, the type of coffee, the quantity. We try to convert this to an int coffee quantity. I'll put let me call it, yeah, this is coffee quantity, yeah, coffee quantity, yes. This will be equal to, let me say, int of coffee quantity as an int, as integer. This will be, we'll use the standard string to unsigned long, like that. I'm using size t because we don't have a maximum value. We can give any value for quantity. So we get that quantity like that. So let me just print this. Yeah, we'll print it like this: quantity int, quantity string. We have it like that, and we say coffee entity quantity as integer. Yeah, this one I want to print here. So you have it like that. How do you add? So this next step will be step 3. How do you add it? Because it's only when we have a good quantity. So how do you add it now? We have in our coffee order objects, we have a method here called, that's why it's very good to do test-driven development. We have a method here called add, which takes a coffee pointer and the quantity. And we know a coffee pointer is just a shared pointer of a coffee object. Yeah, before we continue, let us make our project and see our progress so far. So we have our app here. Yeah, let's run it again. We buy coffee. Now we say which kind of coffee? One small coffee. Enter quantity. The program ends like this. Now let's see if we have show receipt. If we see show receipt, nothing is shown. So nothing is shown. So let us let's total cups sold. Total cups sold. There's nothing there. So we need to have our coffee order objects. Remember in this video, you saw how we implemented the coffee order, which has all this stuff. Coffee header, it has everything that we need in our menu now. We just need to add a coffee order, and I would prefer to use you can use a shared pointer or unique pointer. I would prefer to use a unique pointer for this, so that we have just one coffee order in our program. So we put like this, and we need to include coffee order like this. Now we start using our coffee order. I declare that as a null pointer, and we can actually make this an invariant. That is, you should always have a coffee order object in our program, a valid coffee order object in our program. So let me just do that. This is standards, make unique, like that. So we always have our program start with a valid coffee order object. Now in this method here, we have, so what we'll do here is just to say order dot, we call the add method, and you see we have the standard shared pointer of, okay. Now what do we have? We need to create the kind of coffee, another creepy. So if the choice is, so now we have the quantity. So now we need to create the coffee object. Here we need to have a coffee object, and we need to have coffee quantity as integer. What do we have here? So when the choice is this, it means we have the coffee, right? So let's create our coffee object. We create the coffee object here before we add. So we say it's a lot of ifs here, right? I will refactor this. If coffee choice is 1, and we'll say standard shared coffee pointer. We have a coffee pointer, standard shared pointer of a coffee object equals to null pointer. So then we'll say coffee object is equal to small coffee, like that. If coffee choice equals to 2, this will be coffee choice. If coffee choice is equal to 2, coffee object, you can use if else, but it doesn't change anything. So coffee object is equal to large coffee. So here we just do coffee object and coffee quantity there. Now we have this add. We have added it. That is how we add the coffee. And for us to see, let us implement one more method. So let us see, so total cups sold. Let us have a method here called total cups sold. Cups sold. Total cups sold. Like this, and we'll also implement it here. It will be a void. Void coffee shop total cups sold. And this will be, we can have it like this. And we create coffee shop. Let us create this one, total cups sold in our, I would like to have this up. I always like to have my variables or data members up and methods below. And how do you get the total cups sold? This is very simple. We have this in our test method here. In our test, we saw total cups sold. We just go to the order, and then we get the total number of cups sold. And so this is easy. Here, total cups sold, this will be equal to order dot get total number of cups sold. You can write like now number of cups sold is, we have it like this. You can write cups if you want. And let us run the program again. Let us run the program and see. Always compile again. That's C++. So you have to compile. It's contrary to other programming languages where you just run. Let's compile and run. And now we have to buy coffee. Let's buy a small cup. Let's buy one quantity. And now if we query total cups sold, you see that we have 1 cup. Yes, this is as we have it in our pseudocode. Add coffee and quantity in our coffee order. So we create the coffee object here. You see this method, all of this, we can extract it using the factory. If you know what the factory method is, you can create using a factory design pattern. It's a creational design pattern. You can use it, extract all of these, and just call coffee factory.create, and then you put a choice, and it will do everything behind the hood. And there will be a lot of refactoring at the end of this tutorial if you are interested to see how I make the program more efficient. So that is how we do the add coffee. But if you notice, if you notice our program is not complete here. The add coffee method is not complete. So let me buy coffee again. Small coffee quantity 2. It doesn't show me if I want to buy more coffee. This is the step in our algorithm here. Ask user if they want to buy more. So it doesn't tell us. Our program just goes like this. Okay, we added 2. And so what? Now, of course, we can see that we have 2 cups, number of cups sold. It's 2. So how do we ask the user to if they want to buy more? See you in the next video.